And we're back for part 3 of Finding Reasons and Evidence. Our question today is, how do authors use reasons to prove their point? Of course, we're starting off with a funny video of the day, and in this one, this kid does a really great job of sharing reasons with his mom for why he doesn't want to have another sibling.
I'm gonna tell you,
What?
I'm pregnant.
What were you thinking? Why you have to just get another baby? You just have two. So why do you? This is exasperating.
Exasperating. Amaya,
Because you just got two. So
you don't.
why do you want to place? Why you want to get another baby and just replace one of your babies if there's too much?
Oh, baby, we will never replace you and Amaya. You're just gonna have another brother or sister that you have to take care of. Well, help take care of.
That doesn't make no sense. This makes no sense.
Why does it don't make any sense, Trey?
Because if it makes sense, then you just had two babies and you keep loving them forever, not having another baby between us.
Amaya's look happy. Amaya, are you happy you get to have another brother and sister?
What kind of baby is that?
I don't know. It might be a boy. It might be a girl.
Boys crying is even worse.
How do you know?
I know because when I saw a baby crying out of my school, because I just heard the crying and I was like, it's even worse than Amaya's crying.
Well, Trey, I don't know what to tell you about the crying. You just got to get used to it, okay?
Okay, and buy me some earplugs too.
Buy you some earplugs. Okay.
Like I said, that kid had some fantastic reasons to prove his point. He could have worked on the evidence a little bit, but he was also pretty young, so I think he's got time to perfect that. How to influence people. When you want to convince your friends that you're correct about something, you list all of the reasons why they should agree with you. So here we have a picture of some kids, and this one says, "Let's go to the pool. It's so hot. We can jump off the diving board. Instead of pretending to eat fake ice cream we made out of sand, we could get real ice cream from the snack bar." So he's giving a pretty good case for why he should go to the pool with his friend and why they shouldn't just play in the sandbox anymore. And that's what you are used to doing all the time in your daily life, in conversations. Writers do the exact same thing. And as readers, it's our job to understand how their reasons prove their key ideas. We've got this text again, a different passage today. So we are going to read a section of this, and as I read it, I want you to listen for reasons that horses were important in the Civil War. Why were horses so important in the war? During the Civil War, horses were almost as important as soldiers. They were essential for the fighting success on both sides. Horses transported guns and ammunition. They carried messages. Soldiers on horseback, called cavalry, were a key part of every battle. Hundreds of thousands of horses were killed in the war. The soldier who lost the most number of horses was Confederate General Nathan Bedford Forrest. During the war, he had 30 horses shot out from under him. Stories of horses owned by military leaders were popular topics. One involved Union General George Meade's horse, Baldy, who was seriously wounded 5 times. Yet, he recovered each time and carried Meade into his next battle. Another legendary tale involves Confederate General J.E.B. Stuart's horse, Virginia. When Union soldiers surrounded the general and were about to capture him, Virginia suddenly leaped over an enormous ditch and carried Stuart to safety. And the caption on this picture says, "Baldy, General George Meade's horse, stands ready for action in 1863. So I'm going to list here some details that the author included, and I want you to be thinking about which ones of these would have been reasons to support the key idea that horses were important in the Civil War. Horses carried equipment. Union General Meade had a horse named Baldy who was wounded 5 times. Confederate General Stuart was saved by his horse. Confederate General Forrest had 30 horses shot while he was riding them. Horses carried messages from one group to another, and cavalry soldiers fought on horseback. So which of these details would be reasons that horses were important in the Civil War? All of these details were in the text. Which ones are reasons, explanations for why horses were important? Horses carried equipment. That was one reason that horses were important. They helped carry equipment. Horses carried messages from one group to another. And cavalry soldiers fought on horseback. Those are 3 roles that horses played that were really important in the Civil War. These details tell why horses were important to the war effort. These other details are about horses, but are more about what specific horses did, instead of how the species as a whole was important. We could add another reason, a 4th reason, maybe combine these together and call it certain horses became famous for the important roles they played. That could be one reason that they were important. And then we could use these 3 details that we're not saying are reasons as supporting evidence for that 4th reason if we wanted to. So that would look something like this. We have our key idea, horses were important in the Civil War. Our reasons, they carried equipment, they carried messages, they carried cavalry soldiers into battle. Individual horses became famous for the important roles they played in the war. And then the evidence under that would be about Forrest having 30 horses shot while he was riding them, Meade's horse getting wounded 5 times, and Stuart's horse saving him. Your turn. I think that this is the cutest video in the world, and your job is to change my mind about that. So I'll play it for you, and then you have to convince me that that's not true.
Oh!
Just one though.
I think you've got a fish. Pull it up. Hey! That's a fishy! Bring it in. Hey!
I got one. Oh, Fizz. Can you touch him?
You can touch him.
Can you touch him?
This is your first fish.
Yeah, I got him. What name is he?
I don't know. What do you want to name him?
Free.
What do you want to name him?
Free.
Free?
He's a nice fish. He's beautiful. Can you touch him? Touch him, Dad.
You can touch him. I'm holding him up.
I can't. Do you want to touch him?
This is your first fish. You can pet him. Give him a little touch.
What?
Just be gentle.
Does he like me?
He likes you.
I touched him.
Okay, we're going to put him back in the water, okay?
Okay.
So I think that's the cutest video in the world. Changed my mind. You can just put your response for that in the comments on the video lesson, in Google Classroom. So wait a minute. Is this a reading skill or a writing skill? Because I just asked you to do some writing, but I thought we were learning about reading. Well, it's both. This skill is even helpful in conversation. That's how we started this lesson out, was an example from you doing this all the time in conversation. You've done it with me, you've done it with your friends, your family. Readers have to think to understand how a writer supports their opinion, even if it's just convincing someone to go swimming. That support is so important. And for practice today, you're going to leave that response in the comments, but then you are also going to do a quiz is. So to get there, you can go in 2 ways. You don't need to do both of these. You just do one or the other. You can either click on the link that I'm putting in the Google Classroom assignment, or you can type in joinmyquiz.com and put in the code 465715. But like I said, the link is in Google Classroom, so you can do that too. And once you are finished with that, you're done for today. Hope you enjoyed it. I've been trying to put in videos like you've been requesting, and I will see you later.